All right, this is the making of fried eggplant that my baby is making for us. And I am doing this here little video to show the process because I want to see how she does it so that I can make it the exact same way. So that way I can make it whenever I please, because I can just simply go to the Sorry store, buy the eggplants, and do it up. So babe, explain to me the process. You're boiling this right now? So you boil it for how long?
It's up to me. There's no time.
So it's based on a texture or color or look?
Yeah, it depends. Like if I feel like the skin can be removed already, because I have to remove the skin.
Okay, so you have to remove the skin, so you boil it so that the skin is easier to be removed.
Yeah.
And then you take them out of the pot, empty the water, put some grease in it, and then fry it up. Yeah. And of course, nothing in the Philippines goes without white rice. Rice is life. And then what you got over there? You got some eggs. Ooh, look at that. Look at that freshly. Ooh, look at that egg. That looks like an extra large egg.
I don't know.
It looks like an extra large egg, yeah. So, as you can see, I got the Tough Mama dual burner stove here with our big ass tank of gas down there. And that's how we cook here in the Philippines, because we can get an electric stove, you know, conventional style that we have in the US, but it runs electricity. It runs electric. And one of the biggest issues here in the Philippines, it doesn't matter where you are in the Philippines, is electricity is very, very expensive. So what most locals do, and foreigners tend to adapt like myself, is you get a gas burner. Because one of the problems that we have here in the Philippines is called brownouts. Brownouts, you know them in the US and in the Western world as a blackout. When you have a blackout and you have electric appliances, nothing works. But here in the Philippines, if we have a brownout, that we call them, we use these gas stoves so that way we can still cook. And then we also use solar lighting. So that way if we lose power, we still have light. So now that the eggs is all battered up, gonna put a little dash of salt in the egg. Yeah.
I'm gonna make it salty for you.
Make it a little salty, just a little salty.
Not really.
And as you guys can see, I got my two Sullivan's Irish Pub mugs over there on the rack with this fancy dish rack here. And for anybody coming to the Philippines, it is very much worth buying. It's less than 1,000 pesos on Lazada. Well worth the money. And yeah. And as you can see, the eggplant is starting to, some of them are starting to change colors there, and they're starting to lighten up. You know, make it easy for the skin to come off, as she said. Adding some seasoning to the eggs. What kind of seasoning is that? Magic Sarap. All in one seasoning. You can't go wrong with that in the Philippines. I am personally waiting on one of my balikbayan boxes to come, where I have literally a whole huge bag of seasonings. And yeah, I'm gonna have to buy a rack specifically for the seasonings because it's a lot. So, figure I'm gonna let the video run and show you guys the process on how to make fried eggplant.
There's a lot of ways. This is just my way because we don't have the grill or something.
Ah, but I like the way you make it. It tastes so good. Hey, Mama, when you come to when you come to visit us in the Philippines, we are going to make you some fried eggplant. It is so good. So good. Now, Mom, you know that I'm not necessarily one to just try random stuff. But since I've been here in the Philippines, I have tried so much, like dory whitefish. So good. I posted a video on YouTube about that. And lapu-lapu also did a video on that as well, where we baked and then grilled and then slightly baked some more of lapu-lapu. Now, lapu-lapu is a huge redfish. Normally, when my buddy gets them from the public market, they're about 2 kilos. The weight of the fish is 2 kilos. I'm an American, so I don't necessarily know the exact conversion rate. You guys know, you can Google it. Just off the top of my head, I'm not going to sit here and do that. But yeah. And there it is. Another thing, for you guys that like to fry stuff, it is highly advisable that you get another container, something like this, or a mason jar, to put your used grease in, because you can reuse that grease for a multitude of things, as we do back in the States. You know, if you make fried chicken, and, you know, obviously you don't want to mix chicken grease with fish grease because the taste is two completely different things. Some people do it, to each their own, but yeah. The Gatorade is right here. And there's the eggs. No, we didn't put any onions and peppers and stuff like that in it yet. I don't think we're going to. We're not going to do that today. We'll do that another time. But yeah, this is how we cook here in the Philippines. Let me show you that blue flame underneath there, so that you see it's not electric, it's straight up gas. That's that straight blue flame right there. A lot of folks don't know what a blue flame looks like because they use electric stoves. Like a lot of apartments in the United States, specifically Florida, natural gas isn't necessarily, it's available in some areas. So a lot of the stoves are electric. I personally prefer gas, even though somebody might say, oh, well, electric is more efficient than natural gas, blah, 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 blah. Who cares? Here in the Philippines, yes, you can use electric stoves. They make them just like they do in the States with the oven underneath and everything. 4 and 5 burner stoves. They make the same things. You can get the same stoves you get in the US, you can get them here. However, that stove will render itself obsolete if you have a brownout. I have to emphasize that because a lot of you guys are planning on coming to the Philippines or Southeast Asia in general, and this is something you guys need to know about. Gas stoves. This is a 2-burner stove, and it's really, really light. Like really, really light. Like a 3-year-old child could carry this. It's that light. The tank, on the other hand, well, that's a different story. That thing is heavy. So as you can see, she's got the eggplant out of the pot, and she's going to take the skin off, and we'll be right back. All right, and we're back.
And we're back.
So now what she is doing is taking the skin off of the eggplant.
Still hot actually, but I'm in a hurry, so. They know how to remove skin.
Not on eggplant. No, I do not.
You don't know how?
No, that's why I'm taking this video so that I can learn. So that way I can do it myself next time. Because I've been uncut too much.
What uncut? Huh? What do you mean?
I've been uncut too much. Like I might have went too deep or something that would mess it up. That's why I'm watching you, how you do it.
So hot. Like, I mean, I feel hot. This is hot.
Now, folks, let me tell you something. I have never had eggplant before the whole time I was in the United States. The first time I had eggplant was my first week here, technically my second week here in the Philippines, when she made it for me. And immediately upon tasting, I fell in love with it. And I said, "What is this?" She said, fried eggplant. And I said, "Wait, what? Really?" I was in complete and utter shock because I've never tried it before. And in fact, I have only seen it a few times in some grocery stores, but never attempted to buy it or try it. But let me tell you, fried eggplant is so effing good. If you have not tried fried eggplant, you are missing out on life. All right, so you dip it in the egg for batter.
Should know how to do this one. Sometimes it sticks.
Why exactly is it that you take the skin off?
Because I just want to.
Okay. How much were these eggplants?
The girl didn't tell me. She just computed everything because I bought that, the soap, the toilet paper, and then I paid like $160 for everything.
Oh. So 160 pesos for some eggplant, eggs, this soap, and some couple of rolls of toilet paper. That's not bad at all. You couldn't do that in the United States if you tried. All right, we got the grease going now. Emptied out the water from boiling the eggplant. Now we got the grease going. You can hear it pop, pop, popping.
Like our pan is.
We use the heck out of this pan. We need to get a new one. We use the heck out of this pan. But that's okay. That's what it's made for.
That's what it's.
Yep. And here we go, folks. Listen to that sizzle. ASMR mukbang. That smells so good already. Alright folks, we'll be back with the end results. Alright folks, and this is the end result of the fried eggplant, and it is so good. We still got some more in there. Alright folks, thanks for watching.